When I moved to Philadelphia in the 1980s, I was introduced to and became part of a unique and fertile dance landscape that since then has grown and blossomed to become even richer and quite diverse. My name is Brenda Dixon Gottschild, and I'm the author of Joan Myers-Brown and the Audacious Hope of the Black Ballerina, a biohistory of American performance. When I first met Joan, JB I like to call her, there was a little bit of apprehension because her manner is straightforward, straight talk, right on point, and it kind of makes you sit up and take notice and be on point yourself. Born in 1931, JB began studying dance as a youngster in the same Philadelphia dance classes that spawned the likes of Judith Jamison and Billy Wilson.
In 1960, we were coming out of the era of segregation, so most of the dance schools in the city were segregated, and I had a population of only black youngsters that were friends of my family. So I started a school mainly because I wanted to stop dancing myself and probably try to give some other youngsters the opportunity that I missed.
Dance was her passion, and over time became her mission.
I worked at night, taught in the day, and commuted 60 miles every day for 6 years.
In order to give black dancers quality training, she founded the Philadelphia School of Dance Arts in 1960, at a time when racial discrimination kept African Americans out of white classes.
There's a need in the community for dance and for activities for youngsters, especially the African American youngsters. So when I started my school, I was a little young, and I didn't want to be called Miss Joan. So I had all the kids call me Aunt Joan, and that still happens. They still call me Aunt Joan, and I think that makes us feel like family and feel interrelated.
10 years later, she formed the Philadelphia Dance Company so that her highly skilled black dancers would have performance opportunities commensurate with their awesome abilities. Against all odds, and with audacious hope, she succeeded in forging a national and international identity, with Danco tours a regular feature on concert stages and in festivals stateside and overseas. I am seeing that what she has created is a certain kind of aesthetic, if you will. I call it the Philadelphia Philadanco aesthetic. And just as, for example, in New York, you might think of the New York City Ballet as quintessentially New York. Well, then you'd really have to think of the Philadelphia Dance Company as quintessentially Philadelphia. Some who trained at her school or danced in her company have had careers with other world-class dance companies like the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater and Yuri Kilian's Netherlands Dance Theater, as well as on Broadway and in Europe.
You know, I have a ballet that I really enjoy most of all called La Valse, because it's mainly neoclassic ballet. And I had a Russian dancer come in and say that even the dancers in Russia can't turn as fast as my dancers do. So I always feel good about that. That's my favorite. La Valse by Philadelphia choreographer Jean Hill-Segan.
It's very difficult for me to have favorites because I'm such a big dance lover, and particularly of this company. I love some of the new repertory, Rennie Harris's Philadelphia Experiment. Again, something that is so incredibly situated in time and place, but is totally universal in what it says. Christopher Huggins' Enemy Behind the Gates, again, like the breadth and reach of these dances tell you something incredible about the company.
I think one of the things that Philadanco is also known for is the men. When I started my company, all the men were football players, so I had to have these big, strong men, and when I replaced them, I always replaced them with big, strong men. So people always talk about the Philadanco men.
Yes. Moreover, living up to her community commitment, she offers scholarships to needy children for the annual summer Danco Dance Camp.
Having this school really means that the youngsters that come through here develop self-esteem, self-worth. I get letters all the time from people who have been here talking about what the school meant to them, having the opportunity to come here to have something to do positive with their life.
She renovated buildings on the rundown block across the street from her headquarters, transforming them into modest but comfortable living spaces for her dancers. She seizes opportunities wherever she sees them.
When Brenda said she was going to write a book on me, I was like, oh, I can't tell it all. But because there's so many highs and lows in what I've done, and the feeling that racism still plays in the overall challenges is still something I have difficulty dealing with.
For me, writing this book, again, is like a tribute to a life lived and continuing to be lived in dance in a way that is exemplary for other communities. So hopefully this book, which is about Joan, but it's about Joan's life, past, present, and future, that this book hopefully stands as a model for other communities to tell their story as well.